I will marry you.
I don't want a husband.
Then I'll be your wife.
Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoit du Vide.
And today I'd like to play a game called Love Limit. The last dregs of my third cup of coffee slide down my throat like cold brown sludge.
Bleh.
I'm done. Officially. We're getting the bill and going home.
Please, Aaron, let's wait a little more. I'm sure he has a great reason for being late.
That's what you said 2 refills ago.
And I meant it as much as I do now. He swore he'd come.
Yeah, well, I don't know what ghost you set me up with, but I agreed to a date. 1 date, Lynn. Lynn, don't make that face, Lynn! I gestured at the coffee shop around us. And all I got this afternoon was ridiculously overpriced caffeine at $9.50. Ugh. When I could have made some at home for free.
At least they offer free refills.
Considering the server glared like she could vaporize me whenever she came over, I paid in stress for each refill.
I think she would have been less annoyed if we ordered food.
My sister slouches back in her chair at the choice look I give her. We're stuck in this cafe because I humored her. She's had so much success playing matchmaker among her friends that my time finally came around. And as it's what she wants to do professionally, I caved after her endless poking and prodding.
I know today isn't going as planned, but we can try to see the bright side of things.
We got lots of coffee.
For starters, we got a good walk-in.
You mean that thing I do every morning on my way to work?
And as a walker, you'd know anything could have happened to your date while he was on his way here.
Oh, really?
Such as? Anything. A car accident, a robbery, or a family emergency. What if he missed the bus and had to hitchhike?
There's her overreactive imagination going wild again. For 2 hours?
For all we know, all those incidents happened in succession. Imagine if his leg got caught in a grinder, or a car splashed his new clothing with mud, or...
Then he should be mature enough to let me know. Those 2 hours of my life aren't coming back.
Okay, I understand. But please, for me, can't we wait 30 more minutes? I worked so hard to set this up.
Yeah, no, I'd rather go home.
The only thing waiting for us at home is that stream you were watching.
And the total solace of relaxing in my bed.
Come on, that 24-hour fish stream isn't going anywhere. It's not even important.
Hey, those cloudfish are adorable. They need me to be watching them.
It's super important. Somebody needs to ring the doorbell so those fish can migrate. This is why I'm concerned about you. Nobody else is spending their entire weekend on that. They go out and meet people, have grand adventures, get married, have 19 kids.
So you know, there were over 100 people in the live stream before we left.
That's even more concerning. Pass me your phone, please. Maybe you sent a message in the app.
I slide my phone across the table towards my sister.
Whoa, charge your phone. Why do you always walk around with 20% battery?
It was 50% before we left. My sister just shakes her head. 2 taps later, the Greet Up logo flashes across the screen. I left everything from my password to creating my profile in the app up to Lynn.
Lame. There's no messages from him.
Whoever my sister set me up with, it's clear they aren't coming. If anything, the hours I've waited for a total stranger are more than generous at this point. While Lynn has put on a ton of effort into this, I'm ready to call it quits. I'm getting coffee jitters. I'm hungry, and I have to work early tomorrow. Ugh. I'd prefer to be at home, relaxing in my bedroom, than to spend another $1 here. I've toughed it out thus far because Lynn means well, but is that enough? Stick around for 30 minutes? Go home? Knowing me, I would wait. I would give them the benefit of the... not even the benefit of the doubt. I'd give them another chance. I'd stick around. 30 minutes more. That's all they're getting. Following that, we're seriously leaving.
Of course. Gosh, thank you so much.
You're more invested in this than I am. Do you want the date, Lynn?
That won't be the case for long. He's super cute.
How do I tell my sister it takes vastly more than that to impress me? Or rather, how can I share that in a way she'd parse? My phone rings. I have a notification. Finally! Oh, are those my dailies? You get notifications for that? Clearly not me.
No, it's a message from him.
My sister abandoned her seat and squishes in next to me.
Look, he said he's sorry for being so late and that he's stuck at work. I knew he wouldn't flake on you. This is great. He said he'll be done once he completes one last task.
What kind of jerk tells you that 2 hours late?
Maybe he's got a horrible boss.
I could seriously make a novel out of all the excuses you've given other people. Unfortunately for my sister, 30 minutes comes and goes without another word from my mysterious date. I collect my bags and pay the bill wordlessly. Lynn follows behind me like a sulking dog. Her head is down. Her eyes are dewy.
We're really going?
Yes, we are. 30 minutes is 30 minutes.
But he texted.
Lynn, enough. You already agreed.
Okay. This sucks, though.
Look, you can set me up with another date some other time, preferably with someone who actually shows up. I tug the cafe door open, but the world rumbles around me. At first, I fear I'm shaking profusely from all the caffeine I gulped down, but when everyone around me gasps, ducks under tables, and tucks into door frames, I think better of it. I huddle my sister beneath a table, but she seizes my arm when I don't join her.
Where are you going?
To check outside.
Get under the table. Enough people are recording on their phones that somebody will catch something.
I'll be away for 5 seconds.
That's all it takes.
For flying debris to fall on you. Her fingers dig into my arm, and her eyes beg me to stay. I can't leave. She's too terrified to be alone. So I join her under the table. The sky outside turns red, and the cafe's trembling intensifies. Glassware tumbles off shelves. Framed decor crashes onto the ground. People cry out and cover their heads amidst the shatters and thuds. Screaming drowns out the rest. What is that? What's happening?
Oh my God, what are those?
My sister squeezes me, as if holding on to me will save her life, but I peek out from under the table. Thousands of saucers descend from the crimson sky outside, each of them blaring that horrible noise I heard before the screaming started. What the heck? Are those spaceships? Oh my God! Catch that on camera! This is my chance to go viral! I can't breathe. The smooth metallic exteriors of each ship are terribly alien. Aliens! Their engines blast purple flames. Oh, cool.
Sis, are there really aliens?
I don't know. What else could those be? Government weather balloons? I squeeze back under the table with my sister and yank out my phone. My cricket feed explodes with chirps and chimes. The trending tags are all about aliens, spaceships, and the concerningly red sky. My timeline is an endless scroll of the descending spaceships from various angles, in different countries. All the electronics in the cafe emit a horrendous screech. I drop my phone, but Lynn catches it. A live video overrides the social media app I was on. Featured on it is some man with a legion of soldiers behind him. Actually, he's on every screen in the vicinity. My sister pales. Why does he look so upset? By now you'd think I'd know the optimal way to deliver these speeches. Someone shrouded in darkness whispers to a man in the broadcast. Huh? Are we live? Well, hello, Earthlings. My name is Egan, and I am the prince of the planet Ornthon. Also, is his name Egan or Egan? I don't know. I might switch it up. I expect my name will be seared into your mind shortly, since I'm taking over this planet as its supreme overlord. I suggest you surrender within the hour. If you do not, then we shall continue our subjugation with force. Egan stares off screen. I fear what drew his attention, especially as I hear jet planes and helicopters. Right on cue. As predicted, this shall be a quick lesson for those with dreams of resistance and grandeur.
Oh no.
Gunfire erupts outside, and the crimson sky flashes with red, orange, and white. They're firing at the ships outside! What? Already? I glance outside in time to see the attacking helicopters and planes sucked into a black void. Ugh! They vanish in a twinkling spray of particles most RPG attacks could only hope to emulate. You're welcome to waste your resources attacking us, but we shall absorb everything fired at us. Your world isn't the first to try a counterattack, and it won't be the last. As I have a prior engagement, I'm over 2 hours late for. That's the end of this broadcast. Oh no, could he be my blind date? A gut-wrenching dread digs into my stomach hearing those words. My gaze slowly meets my sister's. She's paler and sweatier than when I looked at her. Sis? Did you set me up with an alien overlord? Jackpot! Lynn, why are you so sweaty? To the one I've promised to meet, you have my sincerest apologies for the delay. As I'm finished my business, I'm on my way. An image appears beside the figure on the broadcast. My face, squints back at me. I seize my sister. Seized? Sister!
Lynn, what is that photo of me?
Wait, that's the photo you sent him? Oh, come on, Lynn.
I'm sorry. He said he wasn't from here, and I skimmed the paragraph he sent. The entire world is seeing a photo of me where I look like a bona fide cryptid caught in a sneeze. And that's all you have to say? He's the only guy on the app who said you looked cute.
Okay. You gave my information to an alien?
But he's a super cute alien.
Hey, me. I'm alright with this. I'm alright with this turn of events. This is alright. I stare down at my phone. Egan waves enthusiastically at the camera. Aaron, I can't wait to meet you. I curse in so many languages that my sister covers her ears. Merda! Merda! Suka! I need to learn how to curse in more languages. As the invaders descend from their spaceship into our city's center, our governor throws himself at their feet. Wait, rather than surrender, there must be something else we could offer you. You could stop delaying me, scrimp. Move it. He's bringing out the scrimp on them. But we should have a chance to save ourselves. Please. Egan taps his chin. Subjugating worlds is all that interests me, but my father has been on an awful bit about me settling down, so I propose this. The champion of this world shall be the person I'm already scheduled to meet. What? But you must pick someone who represents the people. I already chose them. There's no better representation than that. I wheeze. My youthful years drain out from me, from the immense stress of Egan's announcement. Aw, man, really? All conflicts on Ornthon are decided through duels between individuals. Only through triumphant victory can matters be settled. Demands are a victor's right, so if your champion can best me in a duel, I'll reconsider ruling this planet. That's insane! You're up against some young person who's barely lived their life. I've held a charged saber since the pleasant age of 2. That's no excuse. Please reconsider. You can't place the fate of the world in some random citizen's hands. My answer is final. Besides, my date already agreed to a duel. We can simply change what's at stake. I snatch my phone from my sister and furiously backread her chat and greet-up. Egan sent an offensively long paragraph in which he speaks excitedly about the date, in 30% of it. The rest is a glorified terms and services contract about a duel. Okay, sis, that's whack. That is whack. That is not cash money. Actually, he didn't agree to a date at all until we finished the duel that precedes the entire process. Oh, I gotta fight for my alien boyfriend? Okay, I can do that.
Did you actually read any of this? It's too long. I skimmed it. You know nobody ever reads paragraphs that long.
What? Please reconsider, please. The broadcast cuts out. Everyone in the restaurant stares at me. Oh man, so now everybody knows? Man, that's too much pressure. Sis?
If I sprint home right now, I think I can make it. That or I can dig myself a hole deep enough to hide in until this passes. Gosh, can you believe this? I really can't. Actually, no, I don't want to. This isn't happening. You have plenty of life experiences. Why was the governor so rude? I grab my sister and shake her.
Is that the most important part of this situation right now?
My sister's head bobs back and forth. She wobbles like a wet noodle.
What am I gonna do, Lynn? Date him? Duel him?
Can you unscramble your brains for 3 seconds, please? The date, I mean the fate of the universe, is in my hands. It's not the fate of the universe, it's just the fate of the planet Earth and everyone on it. I can barely walk down the stairs without tripping, but you expect me to challenge an alien? I lurch out from under the table, banging my head in the process. It's a bad look, and certainly a terrible start, and everyone saw that.
Darn it, we're making a run for it. But we already agreed to their terms.
You agreed to his terms, you! There was no me in this equation.
But I did all of this with your consent.
I gave consent thinking you set me up with a normal... No, forget it, we need to go.
But you could duel him, sis. Buy time so he might catch the common cold, or some hackers can make a computer virus to shut off the ships or something.
Huh? Now isn't the time for film references. I'm panicking here. I grab my sister's arm and rush for the door. It bangs open seconds before I reach it.
Ah! Why are you looking at me like that for, Pookie?
Ejin's shocking white hair, red eyes, and regal extraterrestrial garb appear before me.
Aaron, I'm here for our duel.
No, please no.
I duck behind the nearest plant. Unfortunately, it's way too skinny. Egan's gaze burns into me. You are Aaron, yes?
Who, me?
Oh, no, I don't know who that is. But you're clearly her. I scoop up some glasses I spy on a nearby table.
Shoot, what's a good fake name?
Neri? That's pretty. I am Espoir. It means hope in French, and it's totally my name.
I'm Espoir. Erin is my cousin. She had to go home. Nasty bout of food poisoning got her.
Food poisoning? You Earthians put poison in your food?
No, we don't. I just meant...
Seems you've evolved beyond what Andale gave you credit for.
Wait, you're misunderstanding.
I'll keep that information in mind when sampling your local cuisine.
Egan whips out a device and flashes the horrible photo my sister dared set as my profile picture.
Are you certain the person in this image isn't you? It's a perfect match.
In what universe is that me?
I have my doubts, but I suppose if my date didn't show, then I'll move on.
Oh, thank goodness.
Seems I'm subjugating this planet ahead of schedule.
Oh no, that's worse.
Look at that smile. He knows what he's doing.
Hold on a minute. Theoretically, if I am Aaron, what do you plan to do?
Duel, of course.
But what does a duel entail?
As I'm at an advantage, I'd let the other party decide. It's part of custom.
So, it's not some duel to the death?
It can be. Is that what you Earthians like?
Wait, no snap judgments.
I tug off the glasses. I am your duel partner.
So you are.
He's alarmingly radiant when he smiles.
Oh.
I'm thrilled you've embraced the challenge, duel partner.
If I lose, are you seriously enslaving Earth?
Enslave is an inadequate term. We aren't savages who'll doom you all.
By the sounds of that, perhaps something will work out. No, I bet it's going to be worse. Instead, we'll bleed this planet of its resources and assimilate everyone who survives into Ornithonian culture.
Oh, look at that smile. He knows what he's doing. That's so much worse. But if I win, you'll spare this planet, right?
If those are your terms following the end of our duel, then yes.
In that moment, I recall everything I love and loathe about planet Earth. The odds are in favor of what I love, considering all my loved ones, friends, and favorite creatives live here with their friends and loved ones. Okay, I'll do it. We'll duel.
My stomach is queasy with nerves at Egan's wolfish grin.
Perfect. Name your game. How we do combat is your decision.
I racked my mind for what an alien invader would be terrible at, and alternatively, anything I'm so eerily good at that it'll save humanity. The pressure is dually on, since everyone who was under a table earlier is filming me now. I glance at my sister, and she gives me a thumbs up.
Okay, how about we try...
A children's card game!
What are the chances he'd be good at Yu-Gi-Oh?
Wait, a duel, huh? Let's try a children's card game.
The crowd surrounding us gasps, but a select few laugh or groan. I expected Eden to fall within the latter, but he smirks. Oh no, look at that smile, he knows what he's doing.
Perfect choice.
It is?
Yes, it's been decades since I've had the pleasure.
Wait. He runs his palm down his right arm from his wrist to his elbow, and a mechanical chime rings out in the cafe. An arc of light covers his forearm, and a dual platform latches into place with precise clicks. Ah!
Assemble your deck, challenger.
But I have no deck on hand. I didn't expect him to know what I was talking about, let alone be so prepared. Oh no! I'm going to the Shadow Realm, y'all. On what other planet did he practice this that I don't have the advantage? And I bet it's too late to back out.
Out of curiosity, is it possible to change the means we use to duel now?
No, your first decision is final.
Figured. Then you'll have to excuse me long enough for me to drop by my house and return. My old deck is at home, under my bed.
No need to dawdle.
Egan whistles and 2 guards appear behind him.
You called, Supreme Leader. Fetch our cards. I'm brimming with anticipation for our battle, and I will not have it delayed. At once, Supreme Leader.
They vanish in a shower of light particles.
Don't you need my address?
We have that information, and Dale cataloged the details of every Earthian on this planet.
There are so many privacy violations in that sentence. My brain tries to comprehend how they could have possibly accomplished that. But when I consider the number of corporations determined to squeeze every last detail out of everyone for advertising profit ventures, it suddenly makes a ton of sense. The zappy whoosh of the guards returning brings me back to reality.
Supreme Leader, we've retrieved the object.
They plop my box of cards onto the table.
Let me know when your preparations are complete.
I realize that I'm really doing this. I have no choice. I ease into the booth to swiftly rebuild my deck. Egan gives me some privacy. My hands shake terribly by the time I'm finished. Most of the rules are jumbled mess in my head because of nerves. I'm as ready as I'll ever be. I've never played Duel Monsters. I think I have a few cards. I've got like a few cards. I have no idea how to play it. I don't even know how to play Pokemon. He joins me at the table, settling in comfortably across from me.
Let us begin.
Egan draws a third of his deck on his first turn. I can barely keep up with the long string of combos he strings together through a dozen cards. By the time it gets to my turn, his side of the table is packed with cards that would be the envy of competitive players. How did he even get these in outer space? I look at the opening hand I've drawn. I've never built any deck with tournament play in mind. I've always built silly-themed decks full of rarely used shenanigans. And somehow, today of all days, that's what saved me. Just draw all of Exodia's...
I've... lost?
Egan scans the board state, but there's no mistake. I beat him. I actually won?
She won! We're saved!
Everyone in the cafe cheers, and crowds around me celebrate my victory. Egan's fist slams down on the table. Everything falls silent.
This can't be! My decks are tournament ready! We must play again.
But I beat you.
Press 2 out of 3.
30 minutes later, when I've defeated him a second time, Egan slumps over in the booth. The crowd cheers again. Would you like to go best 3 out of 5? I shouldn't tempt fate by asking, but I'm actually having fun playing this old card game again.
No. Once is a fluke, twice is the truth.
Is that some Ornithonian saying? He drifts a palm over his arm, and his dual platform disappears.
As you are the victor of our match, you may name your terms.
I'm so shocked by the fact that I beat him that nothing feels real for a moment. I can demand anything of Egan at this moment, and he must honor it.
What are your victor's demands?
Will you really give me anything I ask for?
Yes, so long as it's within my power.
There's a certain inflection in his tone that gives me some pause. Earlier, his gaze held a touch of amusement and dwindling interest, but now he's gazing at me the way I probably look at animals I want to pet. Well, safety for the planet Earth, obviously. And maybe your hand in marriage, but we'll get to that. Then, I'd appreciate it if you didn't subjugate our planet. Egan huffs.
You picked the most boring thing you could have asked for. But sure, done.
Thank you.
I've given this planet amnesty. Move the ships. As you command, Supreme Leader.
His alien comrade appears and vanishes so fast I have whiplash. I thought Egan was talking to himself. Egan, oh, it's a lot brighter out now. Egan snaps his fingers, and the red world outside regains its proper colors. Why does this sound like an actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode that could happen? Just alien comes down, he knows everything about duel monsters, and they gotta fight to save the planet. Well, I'm happy he kept his word, but it must be stressful having everyone act on everything you say the second you say it.
Is your heart made of antimatter? Why would you rescue your planet?
Because it's the right thing to do, and I like it here well enough. His gaze is incredibly peculiar because of its immense intensity. If that's all, I'd like to head home before the stress of all this actually hits me. I like to crash in private. Egan rises from the table when I do.
Wait.
Did you need something else?
Yes. You.
Huh? What? What do you mean, what? Shh, be quiet. Be quiet, me in the game. Be quiet. This is great. We want this.
I haven't had such a thrilling match in eons.
You're welcome. Goodbye now. He kneels before me with a fist across his chest. My thoughts spin so fast it makes me dizzy. Why is he kneeling? What's the fastest way out of this conversation?
Marry me.
Okay. A shock of gasps flood the cafe. My sister squeals like she saw her favorite boy band celebrity. Yes. Sure. I blink, and I'm in a wedding dress, surrounded by friends and my teary-eyed sister, fanning her face so her makeup doesn't melt off from sobbing. What? What? What?
I set them up, I knew they'd be perfect for each other.
Pale pink flower petals fall from the sky like rain. Rice follows afterwards. I disappear, arm in arm with Egan, up into a spaceship with "Just Hitched" painted on the ramp that closes behind us. Oh, okay. Years spin by. I'm featured in books, in interviews, and sponsorships coat me like salt does the sea, but what continues to dazzle me is the vast cosmos. Abducted. 48 planets and 13 kids later, you're still thrilled you said yes. Oh, okay. Well, this is great. I like this ending. Good night, everybody. Okay, so I'm not supposed to agree to the cute alien asking me to marry him? All right, fine. Politely decline. This alien is crazy. Sorry, but no.
That's unfortunate.
He bows his head and then raises it after a moment.
I've never been so utterly smitten with another being in my entire existence. Please reconsider marrying me. The resources of millions of planets would be at your disposal.
You can't be serious.
I'm completely serious.
Wait, did he say millions of planets? What kind of stuff would aliens accumulate? Hold on, I'm getting sucked in by greed. That's enough. Look, it's a no. We don't even know each other.
I will remedy that during all the years we spend together.
Please stand up.
I will marry you.
I don't want a husband.
Then I'll be your wife.
That wasn't the issue. Egan reaches inside his clothing and tugs out the fanciest space rock I've ever laid eyes upon. It hums and glows with ethereal blue light. How did you know I like fancy rocks? It's so gorgeous, in fact, that I have to suppress my baser instincts to snatch up his shiny as if it were some boss I defeated in an RPG. I'm no better than a crow. I already said no. Goodbye. Aw. I seize my sister and sprint home so fast I probably set a new world record. The wind in my ears drown out Egan's protests. Our front door slams closed. I twist both locks into place and struggle to catch my breath. Wait, can't he teleport and he knows exactly where I live? My heart pounds so hard that I feel like I'm choking. This is right up there in the top 5 worst days of my life, Lynn. My sister leans against our front door, laughing. What do you mean? That was amazing. I would have accepted his proposal if I were you. I did. Do you know how much publicity you'd get? You're more than welcome to go back for him. Absolutely not. He adores you, Queen of Games. Quit it. Gosh, think about how popular my matchmaking business would be if you'd accepted. We could afford a house. We'd be better off than someone who won the lottery. Yeah, with all the space rocks. I clutch my head at the psychic damage her words deal me. No, we're forgetting today ever happened. You literally just saved the planet, but you expect that to happen? From now on, I don't exist. I'm going to lay so low people will walk over me without realizing I'm a person. My sister cackles with sheer delight and eases away from the front door. She rubs my back comfortably. Okay, I'm done teasing you. But seriously, what you just accomplished is phenomenal. You saved the planet from invasion. I guess it is pretty cool, huh? It's beyond that. You're amazing.
With a children's card game.
It'll be even more amazing to put all this behind me.
You bet it will. And what better way to do that than having takeout before going to bed?
Like, hi, I'd like to order some food. I'm the savior of the planet, by the way.
Of course, if there's anything my sister never forgets, it's food and romance.
Sure, pass me my phone.
I head to bed with my stomach full and relax into a dreamless sleep. I don't know where those aliens will go. I'll take solace in the fact everything will be back to normal tomorrow. It totally won't be. 2 hunks of metal close over my arms the following morning with a firm clank. What? I glance up at the 2 alarmingly beautiful, fragile-looking men who cuffed me before I could have a sip of coffee in my living room.
Espoir Reeves, you're being detained. Do not resist.
The peaceful sleep I had last night drifts away in the wind. Lynn's as still as a statue nearby, with a half-bagel in her mouth. I'm sorry. Why?
Did you think your life would go back to normal after what you did?
Lynn, what's going on? I don't know either. They're both cute, so I opened the door.
He knew we'd let him in.
Every day I worry more that my sister will be kidnapped by someone who tricks her into joining the black market solely because they're beautiful.
Is that seriously the only reason you opened the door?
When she looks away guiltily, I give up. It's all right, sister. You're my sister, so I understand. She and I may live in the same planet, but clearly we don't exist in the same universe. We haven't since childhood.
I'm sorry, but again, why am I being arrested? Better yet, do you have a warrant?
Handsome Alien B twirls his glimmering locks and produces a document.
Do you think we're brutes? Of course we have a warrant. You violated Section B of Orthanian law, which mandates you must honor in all agreed terms of a duel.
Was marriage in that paragraph that my sister didn't read?
Sissy!
But I dueled Egan and won. Our business was over.
It wasn't.
Are you kidding me? What did I miss?
Why, your date, of course.
I'm about to tear my hair out. I'm about to tear their hair out.
You agreed here in Greed Up that, following an amicable duel, you'll partake in a casual date. As that portion of the agreement was left unfulfilled yesterday, you're being detained.
You can't be serious.
We're completely serious. And how could you be so cruel, Earthian? Our prince remained in the cafe until closing for the likes of you.
Aww.
He's the laughingstock of your planet now. There are clips of him all over your infernal apps, WooTube and WickWalk.
WickWalk?
Of him abandoned in that cafe.
Alien B whips out a device that looks eerily like a tablet. There are thousands of trending videos of Egan alone at the table I ditched him at. Oh, I'm sorry. Countless compilations have a desaturated Egan with rain effects and sad violin playing in the background. Now are they playing the MLG sad violin, or are they playing the SpongeBob sad violin? Others have edited various sparkles, flowers, or animal ears onto him, and are worshipping him as their new internet baby girl. Aww! You must be kidding. I saved the world and they turned the alien overlord, who absolutely would have subjugated Earth, into a meme. I'd laugh if it wouldn't worsen my situation. Instead, I adjust my glasses. Wait, I don't wear glasses. Are these the ones I snatched yesterday? I take the glasses off and silently apologize to the stranger I snagged them from as I tuck them into my breast pocket.
Look, they're calling him Rizless. We know what that means. We looked it up. He waited 4 whole hours for you to return, and now his reputation is tarnished.
Is that the real reason I'm being arrested?
No, you're being arrested as per the warrant terms. This is but an extra transgression of yours.
Okay, so I just have to date Egan to make amends, right? Where's our new date location? Prison? It was a joke, but the Ornthonians look at me like I'm some kind of deranged savage.
It's with great reluctance that we escort you back to the mothership.
Oh!
You do well to keep your mouth shut until then.
Well, that should be easy enough.
Sis, are you really going?
I doubt I have another choice, since they come up to my bedroom and slap the cuffs on me.
You could resist, but then we'd have to seal you in the transport cube. As I'm sure you've never condensed to a 1/9 of your size before, I suggest you come willingly.
Yeah, I definitely don't want whatever that is. Okay, lead me to Egan. Let's get this over with. Bye, sis. I'll be right back. This is all your fault, but thank you. The inside of the mothership is concerningly clean and sterile, and everything around me glows and hums. Handsome aliens A and B stand guard beside me, showing no signs of leaving. I guess they don't trust me to not bolt again, which, as ill-advised as it would be, is absolutely something I'd do. I'm terrified out of my mind, but I'm quite immaculate at masking it. All things considered, I have those years of customer service to thank for that. Oh wait, no, that's not Egan. A space door slides open, and an alien wearing similar clothes to Egan comes through.
There you are. Contract violator? Violator? Violator!
He dismisses the aliens that escorted me with a wave of his palm.
I trust they filled you in on why you're here.
Yes, sir.
Good. Then I'll skip the formalities. You have violated Ornthonian dual law, but we're offering you a chance at reparations.
I get it. Where's Egan? I'll apologize and then take him out on our date. Though to be fair, he was insanely late first.
I'll stop you right there, since you've clearly misunderstood the gravity of what you've done. Our prince fulfilled all of his contractual obligations to you, every last one. 1 date is not enough to remedy that.
Do I have to pay money or something?
You think your measly Earthian currency will suffice for the transgressions you've committed?
All I did was go home and have some noodles. He glares at me like I insulted his mother. Maybe I did. Wait, does he have a mother? How do alien families work?
A single paltry handful of hours is but a scrap of paper in the blazing bonfire compared to what you owe now. This humiliation will not stand. You must increase the amends by 3 times that of the original investment.
So 3 dates instead of 1.
Correct.
What the... Why did he have such grandiose build-up for something he could have answered in 1 sentence? Here I thought I'd have to, spend a few years with him or something. The alien unfolds a scroll.
The term violator henceforth shall validate...
Oh, violator. That's me. I was thinking of something else.
The term violator henceforth shall validate these terms with the infringed upon party. If you select any Ornthonians other than the harmed party, you will render the aforementioned dual terms void, and recompense shall be the entirety of your Earthian planet.
So I still have to date him to save the planet.
Pardon, could you repeat that?
The term violator henceforth shall validate these...
No, just the last part.
Recompense shall be the entirety of your Earthian planet.
But I saved the world yesterday.
So you did, until you left that cafe.
Ha! Ooh, that's how they get you, with the bloody fine print.
Failure to honor all 3 dates within 1 Earthian week will render the aforementioned duel terms void, and recompense shall be the entirety of your Earthian planet. Failure to reconcile faithfully with the appropriate attitude during each date will render the aforementioned duel terms void. Recompense shall be the entirety of your Earthian planet. Any attempt to terminate this contract will render the aforementioned duel terms void, and recompense shall be the entirety of your Earthian planet. Why did you say that so many times? The scoring of your efforts will be observed each evening by 2 other chief Orthonians.
I can already see it. The internet might be dunking on Egan now, but they'll be ripping me apart later. My total failure to save the world will extinguish any chance I had at descendants, and that's if the aliens don't take me out first.
If you understand, then sign here, here, and here.
I signed the document. 3 dates is a cheap price to pay to save the universe. The alien rolls the document back up with a jerk of his wrists.
I am pleased you understand your situation, but displeased you ask so few questions.
I have few other choices. And my heart may give out if I have to hear that Earth is the price of my failure again.
Not true. You could forsake the entirety of your Earthian planet.
At this point, I'm convinced this guy enjoys saying that. Where's Egan?
Preoccupied. He will seek you out once he is informed.
And who are the chief Orthonians that'll be observing us?
Nabu and myself. I suggest you carefully consider how you'll offer your reparations, starting now.
And your name is?
Endel.
And what does the scoring entail?
The harmed party will, and must, score each of the days they spend with you out of 100.
Why do these dates sound like glorified job interviews?
You may only leave this ship once you've hit the green button affirming you once again agree to the terms I've laid out to you, and that you understand them.
The alien gestures behind me, and a switch with 2 buttons rises out of the floor. One is red, and the other is green.
Once you've hit the green button, I'll remove your imprisonments.
I suppose he's talking about my handcuffs. They're seriously heavy. I'd rather have them removed sooner as opposed to later. So I approach the podium with the buttons. I can't imagine Egan will score me well considering the bad blood between us after yesterday. However, there's nothing I can do about that now. I cast a longing glance at the red button. However, I'd rather not doom the world, and I understand everything Endel said. Don't give me that choice. Alright, the green button and continue. You know what, I'll save this. I'll save this for a video of alternate choices. Alright, let's get this dark party started. After a moment of consideration, I pressed the green button. My meeting with Egan started this whole fiasco. I only hope it'll be easy to fix. Other than the neat sound the button made, there's no noticeable change. What you laughing for? Endel stifles a laugh into his palm. Why is he laughing? Now I'm nervous.
Brilliant choice. I'm certain our prince will be positively bioluminescent at your decision. You may leave. He will contact you within the hour.
The air around my wrists heats up. Then my handcuffs clung to the floor. Oh!
Return home. If we cannot locate you within the hour, you will render the aforementioned dual terms void. Recompense shall be the entirety of your Earthian planet.
Enough, dude. I understand. Thanks, Endel. I'll do that. The spaceship doors open, and a wide ramp allows me to walk down into the city center. However, unlike my convoy to the mothership, there's a mob of people below.
Oh, and contract violator?
Yes.
Best of luck to you. As you Earthians are fond of saying, you'll need it this time.
The ramp transforms beneath my feet when the door closes. I slide down to the asphalt, scuffing my jeans on the pavement in the process. Ouch! Hey! Jerk! Rude! But Andel's already out of earshot. The massive crowd is full of people taking photos, dining and chatting. They're new vans and protesters alike. It's a haunting amount of people. My social battery!
There she is! She finally came out!
Every last person in the mob focuses on me.
Miss, please, tell us how it was inside the mothership.
I'm sorry, I don't have the time to chat. I have to head home.
We only need a second. Did you get probed?
People crowd me and push in so close I can hardly breathe without getting a mouthful of microphone foam or an eyeful of flash glare.
How long have you been in contact with these aliens? I don't want to talk to you people. Let me pass.
Does the invasion have any connection to Area 51? When are you leaving Earth? How many inhabitable space colonies are in our solar system? Did they tell you?
Please, let me through. Just one question. I don't want to answer any questions, and I have something time-sensitive to do. Please move.
Guys, if I don't get home in an hour, I'm gonna miss Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, the planet's gonna get invaded. For the sake of humankind, you want to answer, young lady?
Out of my face.
I'm blinded by the amount of photos people take of me.
Who even uses flash photography in this day and age? Hey, stop!
But the cameras keep flashing. Nausea shoots through me as though I just played a game with terrible first-person camera physics. Never in my life have I wished Lynn was with me as much as I do now.
That's enough!
Future husband.
Egan drapes fabric over me, cutting me off from the crowd. He rests a hand on my back and guides me forward. I hold on to his arm to steady myself. A line of his soldiers have parted the crowd, though an eerie hush has fallen over them. There's finally enough room for me to walk and breathe.
Supreme Leader, your route is clear. Thank you, but I'm not the primary concern. Espoir, are you okay?
No, I feel sick. I can barely see thanks to all the flash photography.
My grip on his arm tightens.
I just want to go home.
Let me assist.
Oh, is he being sweet?
About 20 minutes later, we ease through my front door. He sets me down gently in the living room.
Hey, water, now. Yes, Supreme Leader.
There's a tall glass of water between my palms moments later. I drink some. It soothes my strained throat. I'm so happy to be home, but a whole news van convoy is outside, filled with people intent on invading my privacy. Lynn was right. This publicity won't go away in a day.
Do you feel better?
Marginally.
I shall accept that as an improvement, no matter how slight. Why did you leave the mothership alone?
Are you kidding? Andel dumped me outside like I was garbage. He told me to hurry home so I could meet you.
You have my sincerest apologies. That will not happen again.
But me getting mobbed by that crowd will. I open my mouth again, but hold my tongue after seeing Egan's troubled expression. I am allowed to be angry, but what's the point in yelling at him specifically? According to his customs, he didn't do anything wrong following my win yesterday, and the excitement he had about meeting me was genuine. The fact that he's an alien from another planet can't be helped. I realize then how quiet it is, and that Egan's waiting patiently for me to finish. I have nothing else to say, so don't look at me like that.
You seemed like you had many grievances to divulge.
I did, but forget it.
Then, as I may only assume, correct me if I'm wrong, I apologize again, Espoir. I understand Earthians were a curious bunch, but I didn't expect them to be so rude. In the interests of disrupting your life the least while fulfilling our contract, I'll do something about this.
How?
Not even celebrities can manage that, thanks to gossip magazines and overzealous fans.
I have given you my word. Please trust it.
He has such an unwavering promise in his eyes that I nod my head before I've thought any more about it.
Besides, it'll be difficult to court you if we can't have any time alone together. I will return at the promised time.
I glance at the clock. There's still another half an hour before I'm supposed to officially meet Egan. What exactly does he plan to do in that time? What exactly do you plan to... But he's gone. Air remains where he once stood. It won't be easy to solve the issue with the press. Egan won't be late, right? Though, I suppose if he is this time around, it'd be a shortcut to me saving the universe. Guess I should shower. After all, I only had enough time to brush my teeth and make coffee before I was dragged out of the house. That very cup is still sitting on the coffee table. 26 minutes later, I feel more presentable than cute. It'll have to do. Egan will be here in a few minutes. Concerningly, I haven't seen Lynn since I returned. Lynn? You home? I sent her a text when there's no reply. Instead of a date, are we actually going to be going on a wild goose chase for my sister? Okay, there she is. The front door opens. I gasp, seeing my sister. She's red-faced and teary.
Lynn, what happened to you? What should I do? I may have to give them back.
Huh? Look, before that, close the door. The news vans are gone. All of them. The block is completely cleared. Wow, he really got rid of them all.
Yes, he did. Isn't it horrible?
Huh? My sister flails her arms.
I work so hard to corral everyone who's anyone outside our door, but Egan ruined everything.
Are you serious right now, Belle?
Wait, you called those privacy violators?
Of course. How am I supposed to monetize this if nobody can see you?
Darn it, Lynn! Merda!
Have you a clue how hard it was to get home? They practically trampled me. I'd love to get trampled. Anyone who's anybody gets trampled.
Hey, do you hear yourself?
Do you? My stream ended abruptly. I think Egan jammed the network. I can't give back all the Uber chats I got, and I promised my viewers an exclusive.
My sister seizes my shoulders and starts patting down my clothes.
What? Stop! What are you doing? Finding a spot for the body cam. Lynn, I think you're acting crazy. Lynn, I think you're actually crazy. What's crazy is letting this opportunity slip after how hard I worked.
Can I live a day in this house without you hustling everyone you meet for $1? Have some integrity. Lynn's just trying to get that bag.
Integrity keeps you poor. Put on the cam.
She practically tears my clothes open. But I nearly tear her hair out. Hands off.
Ouch! Ouch! Cooperate, darn it! What kind of sister are you?
Not one you could walk all over, that's for sure. The doorbell rings. Lynn and I freeze in the midst of our fight, but I've put 2 fingers up her nose to fend her off, and she's got a death grip on my wrist and ear. A familiar humming gently reverberates through our home from outside. Espoir? My sister pats me down, steps back, and is the picture of excellence as she skips over to the entryway. She tugs the door open.
Brother-in-law, come in.
Oh, you shameless
Sister-in-law, it's good to see you.
Egan's equally as shameless. He said that without missing a single beat. You 2 planned this while I was gone, didn't you? He eases the door closed behind him and offers my sister a luxuriously wrapped package as big as her head.
I heard it's Earthian custom to bring a gift for one's host.
Oh my gosh, you didn't have to, but thank you.
While she's tearing open the package with noises so shamefully gleeful I worry our mother is preparing a slipper to throw from across the country, Egan crosses to me.
I'm punctual this time.
Huh? Oh, yes, you are. Great job.
Shall we head out?
He gives me a once-over.
You look beautifully combat ready.
Thanks. You too?
Those pants are a brilliant choice.
You like them?
Exceedingly. You have enviable mobility.
Mobility for what?
Ah!
My sister's excited screech distracts me. Egan's men fill our entire foyer with presents, clothing, and baskets of goods, and more keep coming. I need floor space to live here.
Shush!
My sister gives me a glare that all the demons in heck would tremble seeing.
Brother-in-law, are all these for us too?
They are. It's the least I can do, considering you're hosting us.
Wait, what? Who's hosting who? You mean the other 2 are going to be here?
The mothership was parked at your city's center until they gave me this.
Egan places a yellow ticket on my palm. It's from the Osei Police Department. Oh, did they ticket his spaceship? Pretty ballsy of the police to ticket an alien prince. Your mothership was blocking a flight path and they threatened to find you if you didn't move?
Yes, so I've relocated to the airspace above your home at present.
Oh, I suppose that's why he's laying it on thick with gifts, considering he helped me out earlier. I'll let his spaceship be.
Oh, you can move right in alongside the gifts.
What she means is you're free to park your ship where it is.
Thank you. Shall we commence with our date?
Yes, let's go. I stride towards the door, and Egan follows. We have to climb over the mound of gifts to make it outside the front door. Anytime I struggle with a particularly precarious bit, Egan offers me a hand and helps me.
Oh,
Should we assist Lynn with getting all these inside before we go?
And deny her the chance to roleplay a dragon with an impressive horde? I think not.
I've never heard those words in that order. What do you mean?
You know, dragons and hordes of gold? Egan shakes his head. Interesting, but dating him should be my primary focus. Oh, you're gonna learn all about dragons. Egan and I make it downtown, undisturbed. Most people give us curious passing glances, but that's it. I don't know what he did or how, but I'm thankful. Maybe now I can enjoy the day. There's no rule stating I must be miserable while trying to save the world. Considering it's our first day, a classic date would be best. My plan is to start simple and gradually work my way up, adding interest and fun to our dates as we go. Today, I've planned a simple picnic in the park with him.
oh.
Wait, what does he eat? Does he remember that thing about the poisoned food? Here's the plan. We're going to buy ingredients from the supermarket, create the food for our picnic, and then enjoy it together at the park.
What's a picnic?
It's a type of outing where you pack food you make to eat outdoors.
Implying that most of your Earthian meals are eaten indoors? Is a meal outside such a special rarity?
I guess it is. I've never thought about it deeply before.
If it's such a rarity, what are they doing?
Egan points at a passerby, devouring a taco while he chats into an earpiece.
Is that not a picnic?
No, that's someone walking and eating. He's probably working. He points at a young woman on a bench finishing a crepe.
Then that's a picnic?
Nope, she bought that at the stall next to her. He points to a third person, absolutely demolishing a bento box with rolls, onigiri, and some type of salad.
What about that picnic?
Egan, us having the picnic would tell you more about it than trying to decipher what it is from various strangers.
How confounding. I'll patiently await answer on this picnic.
I laugh a little, despite my situation. Now that I'm meaningfully spending time with him, this is kinda nice. Looks like he isn't holding a grudge about yesterday either. Come on, we'll buy ingredients first. Think about what you'd like to eat while we shop. He probably knows all about duel monsters, but he knows nothing about Earthian cuisine. I grab a cart and pilot it around the supermarket, scooping up ingredients as I go.
What a peculiar instrument.
Egan stares pointedly at our shopping cart.
A container used to hold other containers of varying shapes and viscosities. Why are there holes in it?
I've never considered that before. I've never considered that before either. I guess so that it's not really heavy.
Then consider it now. If its purpose is to hold things, why not make it a solid?
Probably because it's cheaper. And also you can see what's inside.
Can one not simply stare into the cart?
Not every human is tall enough for that. Egan gasped.
Where are these fabled little Earthlians? I must take one back to Orthon.
No, you cannot take any small Earthians. Unless you want a very startling title from the police, I don't think you can.
And what moniker is that?
Egan, we're here to shop, remember? Here. I tear my grocery list in half. If you would kindly fetch the rest of...
A duel! At last! I've prepared myself for this moment.
Oh, wait. He slaps the list I gave him against the alien wristwatch instrument on his arm. A shower of particles shoots out from the screen, and all of the ingredients I had left to buy cycle through as holograms.
You're finally challenging me. I'll fetch everything on this list. Count on me to complete this quest before you.
Hey, hold on. I wasn't... He races away into the store, without hearing another word. Frankly, I don't trust him to return with everything we need. I didn't even get to ask him what he wanted to eat at our picnic. I hope to bring that up naturally while shopping. He's kind of adorable, though. In the end, I pick up all the ingredients I need without seeing Egan again a single time, which is why it's especially surprising when I finally spot him waiting by the entranceway, bags in hand.
Espoir! I've bested you.
Have you? This wasn't a competition.
Of course it was.
It wasn't. We're dating each other today, remember?
Yes, hence why we're dueling. All courtship on Ornthon is like this.
A receipt materializes on his wristwatch and 3D prints in real time. When it's finished, he passes the paper to me.
Behold, my prowess of Earthian culture.
He actually found all of the ingredients I asked for, and it seems he was done 7 minutes after we separated. He spent a whopping $89.78. It's a staggering price, considering I told him to fetch diced chicken, celery, red onion, butterhead, lettuce, and bread. Oh, I picked all this up too. Look, I pass him my receipt.
Impossible. How come your bill is only $39.82? We collected the same items.
I shop here all the time and use their coupons. Nobody can pay those inflated prices without them.
They blew up my prices and that's how I lost?
Oh, that's not it at all. You know what? Sure, it was the corporations.
Blast! I've been bested once again.
I think it also helps that the butcher here likes me. He always sets aside the best discounted meat for me.
Gek! I cannot defy him, as I too would have given you a deal on my meat.
Don't laugh, Espoir. Whatever you do, don't laugh. Too late. He's very serious about that in a completely innocent way. If you're done, shall we head back to my house?
Yes, I'll race you, and this time I'll win.
Again, it's not a competition. We can go together.
Yeah!
Alright, I won't be doing any battle cries. He hefts his bags high and sprints out the door. We walked here together, but I suppose I'll be alone on my way back. I didn't intend to battle him, but if he's going to jump at every opportunity, I may as well humor him. Cute. I make it home and set my bags down in the foyer to rest my arms. Egan's nowhere to be seen. His spaceship is parked above our house, so I doubt he's lost. But then, where is he? Actually, I don't see him or any of the presents he gave us. Did Lynn pack up everything already? After setting the bags on the coffee table, I hunt for Egan and my sister. Eggie, where are you? I open the front door and step out into the street. I hear labored panting up the block to my right. Egan's carrying his groceries, but he's sweating profusely. Based on the gesture of the guards surrounding him, they're begging him to relinquish the bags, but he keeps refusing. He's like, no, I'm going to carry all the bags in one go. He stiffens when he sees me.
You've won again?
He bounds over.
How? I took our exact route back and didn't see you pass me.
I point to the bus dropping people off across the street. Transit is how.
Vehicles were allowed? I ran as far as long as I could.
Egan's arms go limp.
Supreme Leader, I tried to tell you, enough. I wished you had inside. This planet's sweltering sun and heat, mixed with the persistent weight of this sustenance, is unbearable.
Oh, he's a sweaty boy. He slinks inside and places his grocery bags near my sofa. He flops onto the couch and sinks back into it. As he's still breathing hard, I pass him some water.
Thank you.
Egan's guard materializes beside me, sprinkles a powder into Egan's water, and then vanishes. After a stir, Egan sips at it. I wonder what that powder was. When you're ready, we'll start on the food for our picnic in the kitchen. Egan nods and sits up. He's barely caught his breath, so I squeeze his shoulder and encourage him to rest longer. You don't have to come now. Wait until you feel better.
The time is now.
Egan, you can hardly breathe.
That's no excuse. I shall prepare for the next thing.
It's a briefest glimpse into his grueling Ornthonian schedule. No, relax. We have plenty of time before the picnic. You can stay here for a bit.
I am ready.
His body is ready. I can't get through to him. His competitiveness is too deeply ingrained. So I sit beside him on the couch. Our next competition takes place here. That's why I told you to stay.
Yes, it's time for our next grand duel.
He perks up. Yes, and the rules are this. We must relax here for 5 minutes. Whoever relaxes more wins.
How will we decide the winner?
I hadn't thought that far ahead, but of course he'd ask that. By, resting heart rate?
That will suffice.
Then let's relax. I settle onto the sofa, and Ejin does the same. I check my watch. It's been a while since I sat down, intent on doing nothing. It's harder than I remember, especially as I'm currently focused on picnic prep. I plan to make chicken salad sandwiches and egg salad sandwiches. Ooh. Then I'll chop up some watermelon slices for a light snack. We have ingredients in the cupboards for simple chocolate mousse cups, too. Ooh, I think that would be fun to make with Egan. Speaking of, I glance beside me. I have never seen an alien who's more chill. And burst into giggles when I see Egan. What on earth are you doing?
Relaxing. The Earthian way.
He's decked out with an eye mask and swathed in a cozy blanket despite the sweltering sun outside. He's got a mug of tea in one hand and a book he can't possibly be reading without sight in the other hand. If that's what works for you, I won't disturb you.
You're peculiar.
Do you mean that as a compliment?
Yes, I only find utterly ordinary things disturbing.
What would an alien classify as ordinary? If I think too much about it, I'll fail at relaxing, so I close my eyes instead. 3 neat beeps eventually go off once 5 minutes have passed. Time's up. Egan sheds the blanket and lifts his eye mask. 2 cucumbers flop onto his thighs. Where'd you get the cucumbers? I believe you won this competition. Congratulations. The guards who have been following Egan around materializes.
Pardon the interruption, but based on the terms of the duel, you are the winner, Espoir.
What the? How did I win? At relaxing. Each of them taps their wrist and digitalized information flashes across the screen.
Your resting heart rate was 62 compared to our Supreme Leader's heart rate of 142.
Oh, because this man never rests. He's a millennial. He doesn't know how to rest. One screen has a steady heartbeat, while the other is racing so fast you could stuff it in a sports car and speed off. Why is your heart rate beating so fast? Are you okay? Ejin hides behind one of his palms.
I was nervous sitting here next to you. I like you too much.
I stifle my laughter, but not very well. It gives me a half-hearted glare when I really break out into a fit. You're adorable, Egan.
Adorable? I could take that as a positive emotional response, correct?
Yes, you can. Come with me. I grasp Egan's hand and tug him up from the sofa. In the kitchen, Egan stands next to me. We have all our ingredients on the counter. Our next duel is making food for our picnic. We're making egg sandwiches, chicken salad sandwiches, cutting watermelon, and making chocolate mousse for dessert. The goal is to make the food as aesthetically pleasing as possible within the time limit. I want to be out of here in an hour. The timer starts as soon as we settle on who's making what. I glance up at the crowd of aliens on the other side of my counter. As any good sibling would, I lump my sister in with them. They clap for Egan and I, as if we're professional chefs streaming recipes.
Sounds quite educational. Supreme Leader, we're rooting for you.
Woo, go sis! This is a much-needed break from editing my haul video.
Well, now I know what Lynn was doing. She was making a haul video about all the alien gifts she got. She must have had her headphones on upstairs when I called her. Thanks, but you don't need to cheer. We're doing simple cooking.
My bets are on my sister winning this. She's a stellar cook. I'd know. She's fed me for years.
That may be so, but our Supreme Leader has an impeccable palate. Yeah, I'll bet you Earthians have never had Cosmoroni.
Cosmoroni.
I haven't. We should fix that.
Lynn sticks her hand out to the aliens. 2 of them hurriedly slap their wristwatches and hunt for what I presumed is the recipe. For my sanity, I pretend I no longer know her.
Egan, I think it's only fair if we each make one dessert and one sandwich.
When you say sandwich, you're talking about that food that uses 2 pieces of bread with a filling between them, yes?
I am. I'll let you go first. Choose what you want to make.
Interestingly enough, Egan chooses to make, why am I choosing what he, I kind of want to see what he does with the chocolate mousse. I kind of want to see what he does with the egg sandwiches and the mousse. That seems like the harder thing to do. The egg salad sandwiches and chocolate mousse for our picnic. As I'm uncertain how familiar he is with cooking, I watch him. When he's boiled the eggs to perfection, I decide he'll be okay and focus on my dishes. The chicken from the market is cooked and diced, so I dump it into the awaiting bowl with the rest of the spices and the sandwich needs. I dice celery and onions and toss them in. Following a generous dollop of mayo, I mix the filling, then set about loading the sandwiches. I seal them in cling wrap, then set them to chill in the fridge before cutting. With that finished, I slice up the watermelon and seal each slice in a plastic container. When we were young, Lynn loved when I jammed popsicle sticks into the bottom of each slice so they were easier to hold. That's a good idea. I don't like watermelon, though. Ice cream and popsicles were a rare treat for us back when we lived with our parents. Enough time has passed. I unwrap the sandwiches, slice off the crusts, and slice them horizontally so that they maintain their shape in the glass container. I pull out my dessert and display it beside the sandwiches. I'm no professional chef, but it's a beautiful spread, and I finished everything with 15 minutes left to spare. The scent of fresh bread stops me. The kitchen is also several degrees hotter, which makes sense since I hear the oven door shutting beside me. Oh. The aliens clap, and there's a familiar plonk of a baking sheet.
Amazing work, Supreme Leader! Your sandwiches are of unparalleled beauty.
I'm confused about what those are, but the spirit's there.
Egan's sandwiches lay on the baking sheet I usually make cookies on, said, "Sandwiches are actually puff pastries." Aw. He cuts one in 2, and the steaming filling pours out. They're stunning, and I'm impressed by the beautifully golden brown exterior, but a puff pastry isn't a sandwich. My sister lunges up with her phone and snaps photos of my food and Egan's.
I finished, but a few seconds after you this time, Espoir.
I point at Egan's tray. What are those?
Sandwiches.
Those are puff pastries with a filling. A sandwich needs bread.
There is bread. I used the entire sliced loaf to make the required dough.
Huh?
What? That shouldn't be possible.
Yeah, besides, we call a slab of ice cream between 2 cookies a sandwich. There's no bread involved there at all.
Oh, all right. Lynn, be quiet, if you aren't helping me. She draws a fake zipper across her lips and returns to snapping photos.
Would you kindly try the sandwich I've made before you reject it?
Okay. Insists he didn't make... I want to try that puff pastry. Am I going to regret that? Give me that sandwich. Fine, I'll give it a try. Our audience... Wait, is this going to kill me? Did he put poison in it because he thinks Earth food has poison in it? Our audience claps as I collect the piece Egan offers me. Just lifting the pastry emphasizes its luxuriousness, the alluring, flaky, golden brown exterior, and the scent of the gently baked filling. I swallow to keep from salivating and chomp into the pastry. What? Just like that? Unidentified frying object? It was so delicious that you forgot your entire argument and the meaning of your existence. Oh, okay. So the world's getting invaded, I'm just like, it's so good. All right, sir. Insist he didn't make a sandwich. I pull my sandwiches closer. No, we're not doing that. Look, these are sandwiches.
Mine are also sandwiches.
Must we argue semantics and terminology? What you've made is a puff pastry at worst and a pie at best.
And what is a pie, by definition?
A baked dish of fruit or meat and vegetables, typically with a top and base of pastry, which is what you made.
Can we not then argue the same for sandwiches?
Pies and sandwiches are drastically different.
I mean, if you think about it long enough.
As we've reached a stalemate on this, we should resolve it democratically. Lynn, if you would.
My sister pops up beside Egan and me. Her fingers fly across her phone. When she finally shows it to us, there are trending polls across various social media sites. Are they all arguing about the definition of a sandwich? She's placed a photo of the food Egan and I made wherever she could. Unfortunately, we can't see the results without voting.
As the web needs time to work its magic, you two should get out of here. Enjoy your date.
She hands me a neatly packed picnic basket, and my head spins. When did she pack our food? Lynn's corralling us towards the front door before I can get my bearings.
Off you go, kiddos. Leave the cleanup to us and enjoy yourselves.
Wait a second.
Go on, get out. Bye-bye.
You dare withhold the results of our duel?
Yeah, toodaloo.
The door slams. I stand outside on the street with Egan.
No matter how many times I encounter her, I cannot decode the true demeanor of your sister.
Give up on that. You'll be better off. She's always been a whirlwind. I'm embarrassed by Lynn's haphazard matchmaking, yet Egan laughs as if he's having the time of his life. Aww.
You have a fine family. I imagine you have a surplus of fond memories.
If you could call it that.
I have, and shall continue to do so.
What's with that smitten look?
May I finally unravel the mystery of a picnic?
Yeah, I'll get us to the park. Aww. The sun is hot enough to fry an egg even on the grass, but we find a spot in the shade. It's one of those days where it's the perfect temperature in the shade, but hot enough to burn in a few minutes in the sun. If it's that hot, I ain't going outside. Egan holds the basket while I set up our picnic.
Picnics require blankets. Observed.
It's not required, but it clearly makes things comfier. I point to the bottom left corner of the blanket furthest from the tree. Set the blanket down here. We'll use it as a weight for that side of the blanket.
What will weigh down the other 3 corners?
We will. I pat the spot beside me on the blanket.
I'm unfamiliar with that gesture.
It means come join me.
Oh, it is an invitation.
He sits on the blanket beside me and leaves about a forearm's worth of space between us. The wind blows the comforting scent of his shampoo and the faint undertone of coconut in my direction. Aww. I hand him an empty plate as I unpack our lunch.
Do all picnics require 2 participants?
No, you can picnic alone. It's just uncommon. What would you like to eat?
Everything you made.
Aww. He accepts the slice of watermelon I hand him. Before he can take a bite, an alien guard materializes and sprinkles the powder onto his watermelon. Egan holds it flat enough for his guard to coat one side, then flips it over to the other side. We devour all of the watermelon in silence before I portion out the sandwiches. The puff pastries Egan made are noticeably soggier thanks to the steam and condensation from being packed without proper cooling. Oh yeah. He declines the pastries, but accepts a generous helping of the chicken salad sandwiches I made. I kind of want to make some chicken salad sandwiches today. Fresh veggies in it. His guard interrupts long enough to sprinkle more powder on his food, then vanishes. All right, we gotta address that powder.
Oh.
Ooh, that pastry looks good.
Oh. She's so cute. Oh, she's adorable.
We eat it in mutually enjoyed silence once more. However, there are small interruptions whenever Egan grunts in approval while eating. It's difficult for me not to do the same, considering Egan's take on a sandwich is delicious. It tastes like how I imagine winning the lottery when you're down on your luck feels, and that's with it being slightly soggy. You know, maybe it being soggy is what saved my life. I can't imagine how mind-blowingly delicious it would have tasted fresh out of the oven. Actually, it's better I didn't try it. It's a simple recipe, yet the way Egan made it is tasty enough to make me stupid with delight. And we saw how that worked. What would it be like to eat food this tasty every day?
These are delectable.
Likewise.
I am curious about your limitations. What can't you do?
Oh, plenty. How about you?
Currently, the only thing I can't do is best you.
Aw. I don't know about that, Chief. This pastry sandwich is one good crunch away from giving me an existential crisis. If we're dueling now based on the taste of the food we made, you definitely win.
No, the honor of victory is yours. Taste is but one factor. Your natural cooking skills left me mesmerized.
Meh, I learned to cook to care for my sister. It was the least I could do after she left our hometown with me when I selfishly wanted better than what we had.
Do Earthians consider such a motive selfish?
Some people do.
Are you still a wanderer?
Not anymore. I've planted my roots here in Ose. It's a lovely place. What about you? What's Ornthon like?
It's busy, but it's home. I have never once run out of tasks since the day I was born.
He's that busy? That's insane. No wonder our boy doesn't know how to rest. And if that's the case, then how often has he actually gone home? You take frequent breaks, right?
Take breaks from who? I'm quite solid, and I won't be altering my matter anytime soon. Or are you worried about the mothership? I assure you our safety system is top of the line.
I laugh, but cover my mouth with my palm since I'm mid-sandwich bite. Not break as in fragile or a safety feature. I meant break as in you take time to rest, eat, and sleep.
I don't quite follow.
Sir? You sleep, right?
Only as I must to keep my mind sharp.
Sounds like plenty of people I know. And you eat?
I do, but it's different from what you're imagining. Orthonians take tablets as sustenance. The tablets contain all the nutrients we require.
I'm guessing that's what that powder is. Can you not take in nutrients from what you're eating now?
I can, but it's an infinitesimal amount.
Egan tugs his mouth wide open enough that I can see inside. He has strange, neat lines along his cheeks, with rows of filament nested inside. It reminds me of fish gills.
Because of these, powder is absorbed better. Solids, however, are a challenge.
That's fascinating. What happens if food gets stuck in there?
Then my tongue becomes my primary removal implement. It's why solids are an enjoyable challenge.
Do you lick and prod at it until it comes out?
Usually, but there are other tools on the mothership I may use if necessary.
Can I see your tongue? His tongue is far longer than expected. Oh no. No. And there are sharp points similar to papillae. Papillae? On the tip. To my naked eye, everything else about it seems normal, but I'm sure much more would be revealed if I studied it under a microscope. He rolls most of his tongue back in with some kind of storage packet at... What? Wait, hold on. I had to read that again. Wait. He rolls most of his tongue back into some kind of storage pocket on the bottom of his mouth. Oh, okay. When he's done, it's about the size of a normal human tongue. Oh, I'm fascinated, but it'd be inappropriate to examine any more of your anatomy during this picnic. Egan laughs.
You're more than welcome to do so, if you leave this planet with me.
Egan, stop. My face heats up. Is he flirting with me? Don't offer again. I don't have enough willpower to say no. When he opens his mouth, I stuff some of his sandwich in it. Tempt me not. Egan's eyes crinkle with deep amusement as he chews. I've barely recovered by the time he swallows.
You're quite blasé. I feared my earlier disclosure may scare you.
I gasp and tilt back with fake shock. I'm offended that you haven't noticed how much of a freak I am.
That is a joke?
No, it's not a joke. Yes, it's a joke. I'm having a great time with you. You could split your face in 3 and spit acid, and I'd still eat sandwiches like this with you.
Splitting one's face and spitting acid is more of a...
One of those, that's what he's talking about? One of those, that's what he's talking about. Trait.
Their manners are rather impeccable, considering.
What? Enough! You're only making me more curious. He leans closer as I cackle. His eyes glint with mirth.
If I'm back in your good graces, I'd like to do that thing we did earlier.
What thing?
That thing with our hands.
You'll have to be more specific. Oh, does he want to hold hands? He takes my hand in his.
This.
Right. I held his hand when I guided him to the kitchen. Oh,
No?
it's okay, but we still have to eat the moose.
I'll be your left hand temporarily if you'll be my right. That way, I don't have to let go.
If you do that, I'm gonna get moose all over you.
A trivial burden to bear for the honor of your skinship.
Oh. He helps me uncap the moose, and we take turns scooping heaping spoonfuls into each other's mouths. Oh. His guards don't interrupt at all, although I expected to see them every other spoonful. It's an incredibly enjoyable day, and we stick around in the park chatting until the sun sinks and the soft orange glow of sunset illuminates us. Oh, I guess they didn't have to put the powder on because it's not a solid. Ooh, are we going to look at the stars together? Aw, it's so sweet. It's well after 9 p.m. when Egan escorts me home. Only when I'm safely on the front step does he release my hand. I pivot and clasp our picnic basket in both hands.
Espoir, today was a pleasure. Thank you.
You're welcome. I had a good time, too. There's a lull in our conversation.
I understand I'll see you tomorrow, yet the disappointment of parting exists all the same.
It's the same for me. I mean, sleep over. Egan clasps his hands behind him. I kick a stone off our front step. The hum of the spaceship above us fills the silence. It's surreal. Oh yeah, it's just up there. Don't I have to come up to the ship for that evaluation?
You're right.
He covers his face, then snaps to attention.
How could I have forgotten something so crucial?
Probably because you relax for the first time in your life.
Is that what relaxing does? It makes you forgetful?
Being overly tense does the same thing, so I don't know what to tell you.
We don't yet have the results of our cooking competition either.
I'll check in with Lynn to see where we're at with that. Let me brush my teeth, change my clothes, and then I'll come up to the ship for my evaluation.
I shall eagerly anticipate your arrival.
Do more than anticipate it. It's a race. Egan jolts.
Wait, it's a duel?
I rush inside, making the best use of my head start. I return outside in 9 minutes. 2 familiar guards await my arrival. Handsome alien A and B, it's good to see you.
Every time we see you, you are a stranger, Earthian.
And every time I see you two, you're more Bishonen than last time. Take me up to the ship, please. I'm beamed inside the familiar purple and blue room, but I don't see Egan. Egan? Are you here?
You must be the infamous contract violator I keep hearing about.
A deep, velvety voice I've never heard before addresses me from the gloom. The alien it belongs to steps into the light, and I hold my breath seeing him. Hello! He's nothing like Egan, Andel, or any of the other aliens I've met. He looks like how I expected a planet-conquering alien to be, with his broad muscular build, scars, and overbearing countenance. Egan's the same height as me, Andel is shorter than me, but this alien is so tall that I feel like an ant gazing up at the breadth of an oak tree. Him big, you say?
You're a tall drink of water, and I just love moisture.
Freakishly tall alien.
The way they spoke about you, I thought you'd be taller, as well as less...
His crimson eyes flick over me.
Friend-shaped.
Ah. Thank you? And you are?
We won't be relevant to each other following this conversation, so there's no need for formal introductions.
That's offensive. Egan and I are getting along great.
Seems you haven't considered that may be the primary reason why we won't be relevant to one another.
Have I offended you somehow by coming here?
Everything offends Nabo, contract violator. Feel free to ignore him.
He's such a hulking bulk of muscle that I doubt that's possible. Hi, Andel.
Good evening.
The space door to my left opens, and Egan rushes out. His PJs are adorable. But why is he suddenly wearing glasses? Actually, everyone on the ship is, except Andel, whose glasses are on his head. Oh yeah, they are all wearing glasses. Also, seeing Andel beside Egan and Nabo, it registers just how short Andel is. Maybe he's got that rancid attitude to make himself seem bigger.
Blast! I thought I made it.
Andel shifts his stack of papers. It obscures his lips like a fan would for a stereotypical noble lady.
She beat you, although you were aboard the ship. You're the most disappointing specimen I've ever had the displeasure of knowing.
Hey, that's harsh.
Harsh is the only language Andel speaks. Fortunately, he only speaks it to Egan.
But Egan's lovely. He's thousands of times better than any politicians we've had in the last several decades.
Oh my. Fortunately, you're young, Earthian. There's time yet for you to develop an accounting for taste.
Wow, his remarks cut straight through the heart, huh?
Andel, you may be as rude to me as you wish, but be courteous to our guest. Better yet, shall we proceed with the evaluation? I feel my lifespan decreasing with every second I'm in your proximity. Glorified crown-wearing urchin that you are.
Hey!
My apologies for Andel once again, Espoir. Let us score today so that you may be on your way.
A screen rises up from the floor before Egan, and a platform beneath my feet raises me above the others. Egan taps a few buttons on his watch, and a digital screen forms before me.
The amendment score for day 1 of 3 is...
The numbers jump around before my eyes, scrolling impossibly fast as though I tugged on a lever on a gambling machine. The end shows a 0, and the second column is another 0, and number 1 falls in the final spot. My score is 100?
Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Oh, okay. I thought that was 001. I thought they were making a fool of me.
100 is rather generous. I thought you'd give her a 10 at most.
I lucked out getting chosen by Egan. I've been here all of 10 minutes, and his crewmates are unbearable.
Congratulations, Earthian. You've survived the first day.
Why do you phrase it like that?
Because you may be vaporized any day you fall horribly enough. Because you may be vaporized any day you fail horribly enough.
What? You can't do that!
But I can. I was in one of the clauses on the document you signed.
Oh, you horrible little...
Unfortunately, I don't have the pleasure of subjugating Egan to that today. A shame, really.
This guy just really wants Earthlings to die. Who hurt you? Who on earth hurt you? There's seriously something wrong with Andel for him to say that with a smile.
You're free to leave. We'll see you tomorrow evening for the evaluation.
Andel gestures behind me, and the space door opens. I get chills remembering how fast it collapsed into a ramp, so I don't step on it just yet. I notice the crinkling of Andel's eyes.
The contract violator learns. What a feat! I can't say the same about the overgrown algae we called Prince.
I have a name, you know. I mean, if you want to call me the Violator, okay.
Does the half-wit address you by it?
Well, yes.
Then it's irrelevant to me. Good evening to you. Andel.
He stalks away without a single glance backwards. Wow, what a piece of work.
Ignore him. I'll escort you back home.
I suck in a deep breath when Egan and I are back on my front porch. He pulls off his glasses and places them on his watch. The instrument absorbs it in a puff of particles. Oh, neat. Oh, neat. Why the glasses, by the way?
It's an Andel measure. After a certain time of night, he refuses to receive anyone without spectacles.
I now have a deep understanding of how you have been single for so long.
Meaning?
Nabo and Andel are rude enough to scare most people off.
Does that mean I cannot enjoy your company tomorrow?
No, I'll come over.
Ah, well, I suppose you must for the sake of your planet.
Even if the Earth wasn't at stake, I'd come check on you. I meant what I said. It's been a while since I've had that much fun.
Then I'll look forward to our competitions tomorrow. Enjoy your rest.
You too. And actually get some rest.
young man. I slip inside and collide with Lynn.
Youch!
Hey, what are you doing so close to the door?
Eavesdropping? You two had such a good mood going on until you visited that spaceship. Speaking of, what's it like inside? I waved like a madwoman while you were gone, but nobody beamed me up.
You don't want to go up there. Egan's the only nice one.
Oh, don't be so hard on them. They probably woke up on the wrong side of the bed or stepped in some water after donning fresh socks.
First, none of them wear socks. And second, that's so alarmingly specific. Actually, I'm far too tired to get into it with you. Now, forget it. It's bedtime.
Chin up. They probably need time to warm up to you. The aliens who helped me clean up were kinder than I thought. Speaking of...
Lynn sticks out her tongue. It's a gradient from purple to navy, and hundreds of white spots speckle her tongue like the night sky.
Don't eat cosmaroni. My tongue's been like this since you left. No amount of scrubbing has changed that. The process of making it melted all of our good bakeware, too.
What? Who's gonna replace that?
Don't have a heart attack. I've already replaced it. Can we chat about something that matters now? How was your date with Egan?
Oh, no, we're not getting into that. I still have 2 days left. I'm heading to bed.
No. Party pooper. Wet blanket. Stick in the mud. Grumpy yumpkins.
Hey, we agreed that you would not call me a grumpy yumpkins anymore.
I walk away and head upstairs.
Call me a grumpy yumpkins.
Please, sis, you have to tell me. I've been dying to know.
I figured you'd be too busy flaunting on social media to wonder.
Am I so heartless in your mind? I was super worried when they took you away this morning. But I figured things went well since the sky didn't go all weird.
Thank you for your vote of confidence.
If you really hate Egan, I'll figure something out so you never have to see him again.
No, don't do that. That won't be necessary. He's a bit clumsy, but he's cute. He's adorable. He's cute, both in personality and looks. My sister gasps, then squeals and throws her hands up and does a happy dance.
Yes! Oh my god, yes! That's amazing news! You two are uber-duper cute together! Remember when I told you he was a cute alien and you were like, ugh, a face?
Phew. Yeah, I remember.
Yet, here we are now. My cranky sister found someone she likes.
Like is a stretch. And hey, I'm not cranky. I'm practical.
Which is totally why you carry a sewing kit, a massive water bottle, and a multi-tool everywhere, right?
What? That's just good practice. I do that. Maybe not a massive water bottle, but I do that. Maybe I should carry around a sewing kit. And you were thankful for it every time we needed any of them, if I recall. Lynn tosses herself on my bed and scoots over.
I'm really happy for you, you know. I was super afraid this wouldn't work out.
You were superbly ticked waiting in that cafe, and I thought I'd all but ensured you'd grow old with 100 cats. Hey, I might still want 100 cats. Yeah.
Well, if you still want them, I'll support you. Though, preferably, I'll support you about a block or two over to spare myself the smell.
Are you done taking up my bed?
Nah, I think I can spread out a little longer. Treat me as part of this mattress.
I plop my pillow under my sister's face and flop onto her. Her scream is muffled, thanks to all the crushing. Sister behavior.
Ah, you brute!
I ease up, and she stands. Lynn.
What's up?
It was chaos at first, and there's still potential for it to become that way again.
Yeesh, if you're going to praise me, leave off all that other stuff, won't you?
Yes, thank you. It wasn't so bad to get out of the house and spend time with someone else for once. She taps her phone and wipes an imaginary tear from her eye.
Yes, thank you. It wasn't so bad to get out of the house and spend time with someone else for once.
My voice spews out of her device.
Perfect. I'll play this anytime you're in one of those I'm right about this moods.
Hey, delete that. I lunge for her, but she dodges.
Absolutely not. I worked hard for this. I'll play this at your celebration of life.
Lynn!